Hi everyone, today we'll be looking at the Figuarts Premium Bandai Frieza second form. And as you can tell from the packaging, it is bigger than the standard packaging. And here's Bardock standing next to it. So the figure does come in the standard white packaging that we got in accustomed to. And as typical on the back, it shows some of the accessories that figure comes with. And then it's showing out some posability. So yeah, the packaging is not anything new. It's just a standard regular packaging. It looks great overall, especially if you're MOC collector. But let me take the figure out of the packaging to review it. And here's a close-up of the figure and all the accessories it comes with. I don't know what this is for. I don't know if it's for the first form Frieza when he's transforming, or is it supposed to be something closer to the manga? If somebody knows, let me know in the comment section. So that's come with 3 additional faces, 2 pairs of hands, and then one with, I guess, his attack. Which Dragon Ball is this? The 4-star Dragon Ball from Namek. Some additional pair of, 1 pair of feet. The tail. I don't know if this is a form where Krillin cuts it off. I guess it's his 3rd form. And also, before I forget, here's the scale of the figure next to Bardock. I know there's a lot of discussion right now if he should have been bigger or versus the anime. I know that the anime switch sizes often, so I know that also Bandai probably made it smaller too to keep the cost down, but still, if it was a premium Bandai, they should have at least gone all the way. But I don't mind the size too, because it gets to a point too where the figure's too big. You don't pretty much enjoy posing it or doing anything like that. So yeah, it just depends which scale you prefer on Frieza. So that's up to the buyer. But if you remember the Toy Biz version, so I mean, this is a huge improvement over that. And back in the day, we thought the not the Toy Biz version, that what was it, the Irwin Toys, the Canadian company. I think that was one of the first companies to release second form Frieza. And I mean, back in the day, we thought that figure was really awesome, but it was really small too. So at least now you can retire that figure if you haven't. So I did attach the tail. Sometimes the joint is not as easy, so you may need to heat up this part of the tail. But from my memory, I guess this is the tail that Krillin does cut off. So I guess you remove the top of that tip over here to add the second attachment. But it's not easy to remove. I'll remove it in a little bit. But here's a closer look at the head sculpt of the figure. And I think the shoulder pads, I think Bandai did a really great job on this one. I wish they can continue this design. I like it better than what they did on Turles. So it's really great for posability. So it doesn't seem to get in the way. And for the joints, I mean, the leg on the hip, it does seem kind of loose. So hopefully over time it gets worse. So right now it's able to hold the pose. So that's great. And what I noticed too about the heels, the articulation is a little bit forward. So I don't know if they did that on purpose, or let me see. Oh no, it was just how it was posed. So you get 2 points of articulation on the ankles and the heel. so you just move it back. I thought they were always going to be posed like that. So, but yeah, other than that, I don't see any new articulation probably on the figure besides the shoulder pads. Does have ab crunches articulation midsection too. Not a lot of movement from it there, so most of the movement is when you rotate it like this. And as I mentioned before, that tail articulation starts here. There's as much articulation you can get from the ab crunch in the midsection. And for the paint, there's just a standard plastic color. Um, Not really much of shading that I can tell from the figure. Here's a closer look at the additional faces that it comes with. Sorry about this. I need to get a better camera as well. The zoom sometimes doesn't want to work properly. There it is. And that's how you remove the cap. Just be careful depending on how long your nails are. So just remove this and then attach the additional piece for the tail, which you may probably need to warm up the tail as well. Hopefully I don't knock down the camera. Alright, so this was easier. So there it is, Frieza in all his glory. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, I don't know what this additional piece is for. It looks similar to the one he has on, so my guess is for the first form toy, maybe when he's going through transformation. Let's see. Let me try to remove the faces. Let me see if it's easier. So I guess just pull this down. Oh, I see. So basically the head is just basically two parts, the face and the horns. Most of them do line up pretty well. Sometimes it's the peg that either like this one, the peg seems to be bigger than the hole in there, so. Let me try this one. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, I think that's the issue right here, that the peg over here doesn't line up properly. It's a little bit bigger than this hole over here on top, so the other side seems to, the left side seems to go in place right away, but this one you may need to probably shave it off a little bit, unless it's me too. So Yeah, but this face looks in there. So here a closer look at the neck articulation. So hopefully this doesn't break. I don't know why Bandai didn't just decided to make it one piece, but at least it looks like a big piece of plastic, so hopefully it's able to handle the tolerance on it. But yeah, overall this figure shines in the sculpting department and the articulation that comes with it. It's really imposing, great sculpting. Yeah, the downside, I myself, I wish it was a little bit bigger, but honestly, I don't mind. And also, since it is a premium Bandai, I wish I would have had a little bit of shading to it, or more paint besides just the bare plastic with the color of the figure. That's something too that Bandai has been lacking recently on the Dragon Ball Z Figuarts figure. So, but yeah, if you were a fan of the figures of, I mean, the characters of Dragon Ball Z, especially like in the 90s, and for me, this is one of my favorite forms of Frieza. And I know that also Cell took a lot of references from this form too as well. So yeah, I know I'm not a big fan of P Bandai, but it is what it is. So that's the only way to get the figure. And I also do have an extra piece of this figure if you missed out too. And that's another way that you can help me continue this channel is to buy some pieces for your collection too. And click on the link on my Instagram page on that description. And then you can see all the other things I have for sale. But let me know if you have any questions or what's your opinion on the figure, and thank you for watching.